am so excited for today because I've been having and hearing this conversation over and over and over again. And what I'm hearing as I'm talking to studio owners is that, do people even know that I'm here? Do people even know that I exist? Because there's the competitor around the corner who just opened, and truthfully, I know that our technique is better, our classes are better, but they're filling up, and it's like crickets over here. And what am I doing wrong? And so today I wanted to go ahead and dive in to standing in your studio spotlight and how you become known in your community. And if you're joining us here today, say, hey, Erin, what's up? Let me know that you're here. I always want to know who's here with me so we can chat and have an amazing conversation about this topic today. And I want you to know that I believe in learning out loud. So as we're going through today, I want you to make sure to drop those hashtag takeaways when you have that moment, aha moment, or the light bulb goes off, or something that just resonates with you. Because when we do that, not only are we sharing with the world what we're taking away, but it allows others who maybe are coming back in on the replay to feel like they're part of the in the moment conversation, as well as thinking about those things and really leaning into those nuggets of goodness. So, hello, y'all. I am Erin Burd. I am your hostess with the mostest. I love working with dance studio owners and educators who really want to grow their businesses without the burnout, the overwhelm, or sacrificing their personal lives. And so today on our broadcast, I want us to really lean into this because I think it's so important that we learn to lean into standing in our own spotlight. Now, I can't do this alone today. I cannot do it alone. So I am having my friend, Miss Joey Garrity. Now, y'all, I have to get real with you for a second because here's the deal. Miss Joey is absolutely amazing. She is an author, a live stream host, an international speaker. She's the founder of Joey G113. She worked in Hollywood entertainment for over 15 years at top companies in film, television, original web content, and branded entertainment. She was handpicked by ABC studio president to launch the first multimedia startup business for the Walt Disney Company. Y'all, Joey knows her stuff. And when she decided to leave Hollywood, she leaned into the fact that she really wanted to work with entrepreneurs and creative types, y'all, to leverage their expertise, their gifts, and their talents. And she takes what she learned in Hollywood and she integrates her visibility and strategy tools to help you gain greater influence and really just standing in your own spotlight. And I'm so excited to have her here. So I want to go ahead and bring her in right now. And again, as you're joining us, let us know. Say, hey, what's up? We want to know that you're here so we can have this chat and have this conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Miss Joey. Let's see. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I am so good. How are you today?
Yeah, thank you for having me on your show.
Of course. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, so I wanted to talk today about standing in your own spotlight. I know this is something that you are super passionate about, right? Because of your time, I think, in Hollywood and all that you soaked up and learned from working for some of the best companies out there, right? And when I hear from studio owners that they don't feel seen, they don't feel like their community even knows that they're there, right? And so I thought, oh my gosh, I have to have this conversation with you because you have so many, I love it every time we talk because you're like, well, what about this? What about this? So let's dive into this conversation today. So if you were to hear a studio owner say that they don't feel like they're seen, but the guy around the corner who maybe isn't as great or isn't the sparkly disco ball that they are, right? What comes to mind for you?
Well, first, what comes to mind is that it must be very disappointing, right? And again, I just want to say one of my favorite quotes is there's plenty of spotlight to go around.
Oh, I love this. And can I just say, yes, we all are our own like beautiful unicorns, right?
Yes.
And there could be 5 different studios in your neighborhood,
Yeah.
but none are exactly the same as you. And you have your own spotlight, right? Hey,
Yeah.
Jessica. Oh, sorry, some are popping in, so saying hello. Okay. Like, hey guys. So yeah, it
I just
definitely is disappointing.
Yeah, and I think it's easy for us all to get caught up in like what's the hot new trend. Like it could be just like it could be anything, like even ice cream, right? It doesn't matter, right? Because it's going to trend for a minute, but it doesn't mean it's going to sustain for a long period of time. But
Mm-hmm.
it can be a little bit of a sting at first, right? Because you're a professional, your expertise, you've been doing this. This is not your first rodeo, right? However, at the same time, I think this is a good thing. I
Mm.
do. I think it's a good thing because it lights a new fire underneath us for us to, one, start really looking, are we as visible and growing our influence at the level and standing in our spotlight that we could be, right? And two, how else can we show up and so we can create a new enthusiasm for ourselves?
Yes, 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 yes. I love that because what we know is this, that most of us as creatives, as dancers, as studio owners, most of us are, I say, accidental business owners, right? We know that we love dancing. We know maybe we were, a professional dancer and then we retired and we opened a studio, or maybe studio path was our, well, I need a job. Right? So many of us that's how it kind of works out. And we know we love sharing our passion and our love for dance. Um, and so what I hear from them is that, I'm not a business owner and I don't know how to articulate necessarily how or why they should choose us.
Mhm.
And so they just don't.
Yeah, but here's what you all have on your side is that you guys are talent, right? And so you guys already have actually a leg up over most particular entrepreneurs out there, right?
Mm,
Because most entrepreneurs come out of a job corporate background of some sort, right? And so when you're in studios are just corporations, right? You're a number. The
mm,
studio that corporation has handed me billions of dollars worth of influence. However, when I went out on my own, because I was in the shadows for so long, standing behind a huge logo, a huge studio, a huge boss, whoever it was at the time, right? Is that it took me more than a minute for me to be able to stand in my own spotlight. Where your people, like your sisters and brothers who are out there doing like amazing work. By the way,
mm,
dance was like a huge part of my childhood and helped me with my confidence and
mm,
my insecurities growing up, right? So I'm a huge fan of that industry. However, what your sisters and brothers have on their side is that they're already built-in talents.
mm,
They're used to being in the spotlight. They're used to being on stage. They're used to being in front of the class.
mhm.
So that's something I hope they're wearing with a big badge because that's the golden ticket, sister. Because that has a
Right.
lot to do with the visibility influence piece.
Right. I think so much. You just mentioned how we love being on the stage and we love performing. And, here's the deal, y'all. Even when we're in front of our classrooms, we're performing, right?
Yeah.
We're performing. And I want you to think about, why is it as performers, we love the audience to applaud for us? Let
Hmm.
us know in the comments. Why do we love the audience to applaud us at the end of our performance? Whether, it's for a recital, if we're in a Broadway show, it doesn't matter. There's a reason we love for the audience to applaud us, right? It's for them acknowledging our talent, for our hard work, for our dedication to the art, to the craft, right? And we love them to applaud us and say, good job, oh my gosh, right? And it fills you up and it fills your cup and you're like, oh, it puts you on this high of like, oh my gosh, how amazing did we do, right? And we've changed the lives of the audience members.
Mhm.
That's why we love applause. But then if we start to peel back the onion a little bit, think about it. Why are we not singing our own praise? Why aren't we standing in our spotlight and shouting to the world how wonderful we are? Why is that, y'all? Because I hear so many times that it's so hard for us to say, like, well, how do I articulate what we do and why we're so wonderful? And I mean, you know, it's very kind of coy in a way, like, oh, you know? And so, why is that? I think sometimes we're afraid to stand in our own spotlight.
Well, visibility influence is just being applauded every day. So if your sisters and brothers could just get a different mindset around it, around how this is when we are growing our visibility and influence, we're actually being of service, right? This is not about bragging or because there's plenty to go around. However, when other people out there see you showing up for yourself, in essence, you're also handing off the baton for them to do the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're so right about that comment about how you guys you've changed the audience, you've impacted them, right? And so taking that same concept and applying that daily to how can I be of service today and impact the audience, which is really the marketplace.
Oh my goodness, that's so good. I mean, can I say nugget right there? Hello, y'all, hashtag takeaway right there. Because us standing in our own spotlight, us sharing with the world what we do, and the impact that we are creating in our communities is what it's all about. And they cannot sing the song with us if they don't know about us, right? And so many times I think that we, especially if we've been there for a while, we forget that not everybody knows who we are,
Mhm.
right? I can tell you there's always new babies being born. There's all new mamas being born out there, and they may not know about you. And so if we're not consistent about telling our community and showing up in our community, they're never going to know that we're there.
Mhm.
They're never going to know that we're there. And I think that it's really important for us to touch on why it's so important. I think that we get bogged down a lot of times as studio owners, and I think too because of the accidental business owner, or maybe not feeling like I didn't get a master's in business, or I'm a dancer, right? And so sometimes when we feel that way, we will do the things that are comfortable, like teaching class, writing lesson plans, right? Doing those sort of fun things because the getting visible part is uncomfortable.
But and I totally agree. And however, if you look at some people out there that you admire, and I'm not sure, but let's just say it's Richard Branson. I hear Richard Branson a lot, or Oprah Winfrey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those two, they really understood. They're probably some of the best business owners globally, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
But they also understood early, right, that they were the brand. And so they show up as talent. They show up as talent first, right? Because they know that that's how you're going to grow a sustainable, thriving brand. And in terms of people opening up new businesses down the street and why they're getting that fluctuation, that wave that's happening, it's really because they're so darn enthusiastic. Remember when you first opened up your first studio, you were excited about it. So when you're excited about things, other people get excited about it, right? And so that it's ways of finding ways to get excited about sharing your gifts and talents out there, always with value, clearly, but getting that wave back up because it's being compliant and kind of sitting back in the saddle, I call it, is sometimes it's just because we need to reignite that enthusiasm. And again, someone opening up a studio down the street's a blessing, because it can reignite you in ways that you had forgotten about, or that you're like, I always wanted to try this. Why don't I just go for it? Why don't I just jump off the cliff?
You have to take the leap. You might get bumps and bruises along the way, but you have to take the leap.
Yes,
If you don't, you're always going to be stuck on the cliff.
yeah, and I
Right?
mean, I understand. I'm a couple weeks away from dropping my second book right now, and I've been so uncomfortable, Erin, so uncomfortable to the point where I want to come out of my skin, right? Because this second book is next level from my first book, taking people on this visibility influence journey, and I've really had to sit with that. I've really had to sit with like, there's not a second during the day that I'm not uncomfortable. And I'm like, wow, I'm so grateful. This is such a blessing, right? Because simultaneously, I'm also excited.
Right.
I'm also excited about all this too. And I'm well aware that I'm the talent. But it didn't happen overnight that I stepped out of the shadows and I stepped in. That's what I'm saying to your audience. I'm like, you all hear this. Your talent, like, you guys already have a leg up. I wish that I had been a talent first and then started my business, because it's getting myself out in front of it all the time that I still work on a daily basis, where you guys are just built for.
I love that. I think that you guys, well, one, diving through the first book is absolutely amazing. And Joey's been so kind. We're going to share a little gift with you guys a little bit later. But I have to tell you guys that, yeah, when you have those big dreams, they should make you want to vomit a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And like, if you're not feeling that way, or if you're not feeling like you want to crawl out of your own skin because it's so uncomfortable, then maybe you're not pushing yourself quite enough yet, right? But I will agree with you that I believe there's more than enough dance students out there for everyone. I believe that with every fiber of my being, right? And I think that one of the key things in this whole visibility, influence, branding piece is that you have to get clarity in who you are. Not only who you are as a person, but who you be as a studio, right? And when you can get really clear in that vision, then you can start to articulate to the world why you are the unicorn in a field of donkeys.
Yeah.
Right? What makes you so special? And then we have to create a plan.
Yeah.
We have to have a strategy about it, right? To be able to sing your dance, sing your song to the world. Because when we do that enough and we do it consistently, then they start singing that same song for you.
Yeah, because it absolutely, because it becomes your chorus. I also think it's a really great opportunity. What I've been doing lately in particular is I've been leveraging really poignant testimonials from people that are absolutely my ideal reader, my ideal client. And to take it a step further, what I do is I upload them, because that way I don't give myself that opportunity to chicken out, right? Not to show up the next day, right? And because some of these testimonials are just like, again, very uncomfortable for me, right? But I feel like leverage the people who you've impacted. Let them tell the neighborhood and the peeps and the new moms why their kid needs to be with you, right? And that way it's a twofold. One, it will help you tremendously to step into a bigger spotlight, because there's nothing more uncomfortable than having other people brag about you, right? And you sharing it. That's really what's uncomfortable, that you're sharing it. Right? And get them off your just sitting on the website. Websites are a great business card, but they're not global. It's not, they're just a business card. But really, how can you creatively distribute that within your community, and then of course distribute it across your social media channels?
Absolutely. So I think that's a big piece of it, is that one, getting uncomfortable with sharing those
Yeah.
sorts of things, right? Because it is true. Sometimes you'll get these wonderful things, and it does. I can tell you, when you get them, it does fill your heart. Like, oh my gosh, right? Like, it does give you that moment of, I'm making a huge impact. And even if it's just one family's life or one person's life, that fills my cup, right? But then to put it out there, sometimes will feel a little scary, because you're like, well, I don't want to see. We've been taught sometimes, I feel like, in our culture, not to brag, not to boast, not to, right? And it's not about saying I'm better necessarily than anyone, but it's just saying this is why we're so special.
Well, I actually think it's honoring the person that took the time to give you the testimonial. I saw something.
Love that.
Garth Brooks is a very interesting talent to me.
Yes.
And what I learned from him watching the Lincoln Center Awards in last year is that what he's teaching us is he's teaching us, by allowing, accepting the love, that we're actually honoring the people that are giving us the love. Right? And that was such a game changer for me. I was like, yes, that is being of service. If someone's taking the time to give you the testimonial, then take the time to honor that by sharing it and honor them.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that so much. I seriously love that so much, because it is, sometimes we internalize, or we make it about us, but really it's about them.
It's always about them. It's the only reason we're here is to be of service.
Always, you guys.
The only reason we're here.
Okay, so I wanted to kind of lean in, and you guys, I'm going to give you a little tip, and I want to know if this is something that you're doing or not doing, or if it resonates with you. But when you are wanting to be seen or heard or known or visible, right? As we're coming up with this plan, we're like, how are we going to let our community know about us? I might be going against the grain here a little bit, because I know. But it all is about experience and human connection. Always. And I feel like sometimes we think that, oh, we're going to automate our whole system, and someone's just going to come to our website and they're going to click on it and they're going to enroll. And then, but all the automation is set up so I could just be in the classroom, hiding in the shadows, right? In the comfortable space. And that is not the way it works right now.
Or it will never work like that again.
And I think that we got, in our industry especially, we were told so much, like, you have to automate. If you automate, you're going to get all your free time back, and you're going to, right? And don't get me wrong, I am a believer of systems, y'all.
Yeah.
I 100%, 1,000% believe in having systems in place that do create a better customer experience.
Yes.
That being said, we cannot have automation in lieu of human connection.
Yeah. I think you're right on it. I feel like the funnel system, I feel like it actually was a disservice to the industry, because what it was saying is that there's actually a shortcut.
Right.
And I'm like, there is no shortcut to people supporting you. People support those that support them. People support them that there's a face recognition. There's a recognition in your community. You're showing up for others. Funnels and computer systems are fantastic, absolutely. However, how many times have you gone down an experience and felt like you were just a number again? And that's not how you're going to build a thriving empire out there, in my opinion, right? So the idea of just setting it up and walking away, right? That, I believe, is actually, again, hurting the industries. So I agree with Erin 110%.
Well, I'm so glad, because, and I figured you kind of would, because I know how important connecting with others is to you. And so one of the things, here's another little tip, y'all, and this is something that Joey and I have talked about a lot, is we have to think outside our four walls of our studio. And what I mean by that is that when you become involved in your community, right, and you can start connecting people, right, because you just become part of your community and you're having a conversation and someone says, oh my gosh, I want to remodel my house. And Joey says, oh my gosh, I'm in the process of that and I love my contractor and let me connect you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are grateful for having somebody who can refer them. You're not even talking about dance right now, right? We're talking about life, real life. But when you become a super connector, right, and you can connect people, it automatically builds your know, like, and trust factor exponentially, even outside of the dance classroom.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I think that for us, and I could say that for me, this is something that happened for me when I first started Birdies. I would have parents call me and ask me for referrals that had nothing to do with dance.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to do with dance, right? But they trusted me and they knew that I probably knew somebody. And if I didn't, I would help try to find somebody for them,
Right.
right? But that's about us being part and being visible and being in our communities, right? And that's how we stand out. I want to take a moment real quick because I cannot go without talking about the amazing thing that Joey has offered to do for us. So, you guys, Joey, do you want to tell them about your first book?
Sure. It's called The Red Carpet Guide to Visibility and Influence. And it's literally the entry point of me helping people to what I refer to as just get you on the red carpet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's such a big step in regards to building a thriving brand for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I also talk about what I learned while working in Hollywood for 15 plus years and from top level mentors. And I've taken a lot of those strategies and tips and then created my own, and I put heart center to them. And I take people through a step by step process. So it really doubles as a guide. It's like a workbook.
I love it. So, you guys, Joey has been so gracious, and she is going to give you guys a free download of her book. So, if you want a free download of Joey's first book, just in the comments below, and we will shoot you over a message and make sure that you have access to that. I can tell you all from experience, you do not want to miss out. This is an amazing offer. And I think, actually, it's not what I think, it's what I know. What I know is this, that not only if we are committed to learning, reading, educating, we cannot help but grow ourselves and our businesses, right? And so, yes, Jessica's like, I would love a copy, please. So drop that book below so me and my team know to send that over to you in Messenger. Jessica, thank you. Yes, so she is so great, you guys. I could go on and talk with Joey all day, y'all, because her and I, we just love each other. I'm so grateful to have her in my life. And I could tell you guys that she is one to watch. And so she definitely has some great things for you. She has a Facebook group. Do you want to share your Facebook group with them? I would love for you to.
Superstar Women Entrepreneurs. And it's literally, I built it just to be a huge spotlight. There's no rules except be kind. I want women to talk about their businesses.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm part of the community, of course. I would love for you guys to be part of that community as well. And then if they wanted to connect with you one-on-one, Joey, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Yes, so they can find me at JoeyG113 online, or they can find me on Facebook under Joey Garrity, and it's JYE. It's Joie, but I like to be called Joey.
We will put all of that in the comments for you all as well, because we want to make sure that you guys stay connected. Joey's schedule is very busy. No, but she was so gracious to spend some time. So I don't want to take away from that. Joey, can I say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for joining us and sharing the love with my community. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you. And again, I just want to say that Dance literally changed my life growing up. So I'm so grateful to every single dance teacher studio that are showing up out there for the world. And I appreciate you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, my friends, I am going to lay out a few things for you today. So, on today's episode, we pulled back the layer and all the layers of the onion on how to kind of start to stand in your spotlight, how to build your visibility and your influence in your brand. We've talked about how we need to get loud and proud, right? And we've all done it with Joey's help. Now, before we leave here today, I do want to let you know about something that I've been working up for you guys. Because as I'm listening to our community, I feel like I want to lean into this idea of growing your business through connections, connecting with people. I may say automation's dead. No, but you guys really. So I have decided I am going to be hosting for y'all, the Studio Growth and Retention Through Connections Masterclass. Now, this is going to be happening at the end of the month, January 24th through 28th. You heard it, y'all. It is a 5-day series. We're going to break it up into small, bite-sized nuggets for you so you can digest them and you can easily start implementing. So 2022 is the year that not only you grow your business, but you retain those students, right? So important. So if you would like to join us, for the 5-day masterclass. It's absolutely free. Absolutely free. You and I were going to go through building your team, growing your enrollment. We're going to be going through, yes, systems because they are important. We are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk about obviously retaining your students and your staff. So important, right? So we are going to go through this over the course of 5 days, absolutely free. And I would love for you to join us as part of the Studio Growth and Retention Through Connections Masterclass. So that is coming up at the end of the month. Go ahead. We'll make sure to put the link as well inside the comments so you can click on that and just get all the info and make sure that you get in there for your reminders because we will be doing that actually via Zoom. I did a little poll and when the results came out, it looked like everybody wanted to do trainings through Zoom. So that is what we are going to do. So we will get you all the information for that. I hope that you guys had some nuggets, some takeaways. And if you come back on the replay, we want to know that as well. So throw in there a little hashtag replay and jump in there with your comments because I will always come back around and get in the conversation with you. I will be back next Wednesday, same time, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, for another episode of the Erin Burd Live Show. And until then, my friends, stand in your spotlight, sing your song, dance your dance, and let the world know how amazing you are and your studio is so you can have 2022 be the best year ever. Bye, my friends. I love your faces, and I will see you guys very, very soon.